Hey guys, it's your boy Philip Rocker, the 96 Jug here with a bit of a recap video. Real quick, guys, I just want to state that this video would have been done so much longer ago, but I did know how the league was gonna go with it, right now. So this is a very late tournament upload that I'm going to show you guys. Basically, this tournament has ended and is basically stopping, and it's kind of unfortunate because we were into, I think, like the quarterfinals in the losers bracket. Because spoiler alert, we do lose in one of our rounds to end up in the losers bracket to try to fight off for winning the finalist spot. But yeah, this tournament ended. But I figured I'd show off the games that we played because some of them we played absolutely awesome in, and overall, it was just a fun time with the team, and I had a lot of fun with some of the mods. So, just gonna run it down real quick, run down the team we went with, kind of explain why I went with Wit, and we'll go over that. But if you guys are excited for this video and the very last video of the Gen 8 Draft League scene, let me know about your comments about this team, and let me know how you think we did with our games. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into this video. So real quick, this league had a rule where you have to have a star mon. Basically, this mon has to be something from C tier or lower, C or D or E tier, 100%. And that would have to be your first round pick. I think it was 16 coaches, I think it was, and I had the 15th pick. So, yeah, I got the crapshooter, and I got sniped several times on the exact spawn I wanted. So then I was left with picking with Toxicity. Now, Toxicity thing in C tier was definitely fair for its price value, and the fact that it wasn't picked up was honestly kind of a crime shame. And also, the biggest rule about the Star Mons is that they were forced to be brought every single week, no exceptions. So basically, to build a team of 5 around your Star Mon for every single battle of the tournament. So that was a big thing in point, and kind of what led to me kind of going with what I wanted to go with here. Kind of, not exactly. I just went with Toxicity because I haven't used it in a while, and I figured I'd give it a try to see how well it can do, and just go from there. But that was my point of that. But surprisingly enough, even though I had the 15 pick, the person that could have picked first and had the best chances to get any S tier they want, they didn't grab it. So I went and grabbed Mew. Mew, I cannot believe that went by past everybody. I definitely think Mew should have been one of the first ones picked up there. And I knew Mew, if I didn't pick it up, it was going to be gone. 100%. And I've been going to love Mew a lot. And you're going to kind of see in some of these games that I know how to use Mew, and come to learn that I think I have a master of Mew and know how to use Mew perfectly well. But Mew, I felt was a really good mon. Base runners were on the board, could do anything I wanted to pair with Toxicity, and I overall thought it was great. On the next wheel, though, coming down, I cannot believe I was able to get this. I actually got CLEFABLE on the way back, which is insane because I felt like CLEFABLE should have definitely not have made it to me. I know if I let CLEFABLE sit there any longer, CLEFABLE would have been gone. So, went with CLEFABLE. Strong Fairy. Again, I haven't used this mon in so long at all, if not really anymore, but I wanted to use it one more time. And to pair with that as well, I went with Mamoswine. Mamoswine kind of really punished a lot of the kind of like bulky steals that can kind of sit on Toxicity with the coverage of Brown it has, and again prevents those steel types from coming in so freely. And it was just overall a really good mon as well, and also just pressures the ground types from switching as well because they don't either take earthquake or icicle crashes. My next wheel here I went with Haxorus, was a dragon I haven't used in such a long time. And for one of the dragons I had to go with, by the way, they were S, A, B, C, and D tiers. I think there was an E tier as well, which was only one mon you could pick from there. But obviously, CLEFABLE and Mew were my S tiers. My B tier, my A tiers being Mamo and Haxorus. Getting into my B tiers now. First of all, we're talking about Galamoltris. I've won a championship with this thing before. I figured it'd be really cool to have on the team again and really try it out. So, and the last B tier I went with was Lucario. Lucario was just a mon I felt it was really, really good. I haven't really tried it at all. I only used it like one time and didn't get to use it all that much. And then one time on a championship team I won in UU below league, where I was basically given broken stuff. Lucario shined in that one, but not like much. So I figured let's give it a try and have some fun with it. And for my C tiers, it was again Toxicity and my Mega pick that I went with just because I felt like it was a good budget Mega. And I actually went with Mega Pidgeot. Now, Mega Pidgeot, and you let the next one you'll see. I didn't really have a strategy with that one. Mega Pidgeot was just a Mega I never used in a long time, so I figured, let's give it a try. Let's have some fun with it, see how well we can do with it. But Pidgeot, again, was something I could also have with No Guard Hurricane Spam, which punishes any switch-ins on there, which is really good. I grabbed Owen's Boy, which you can grab for $19.99 on your next purchase of Draft League history. There's your plug, Owen. But Licky Licky I felt was really good for a good fat wish passer for the team. I think also for a relatively good bulky normal for the team as well. And just overall felt it was going to fit the team really well in terms of its defensive utility. But I think there's also some chances we could have ran some offensiveness with it. Plus, it was around Halloween when we did this, so I figured, you know what, let's pick up Gorgeist for some Halloween memes and stuff like that. Gorgeist was also a relatively really good ground switching, which you did not have at all up to this point, besides my two birds. So overall, I felt like this was a much needed mon, and I just think it was really good for this. And for my last mon, I needed a really good bulky water, so I picked up Wishy Washy. Basically, I'm showing you the school form because this is basically what its form is until it gets down to a certain percentage and it goes back to the sardine shape. But Wishy Washy literally just picked it up because I felt it was really needed for a good ground water system. So let's get into our round one. This was our round one going against Jules. And this was a very interesting matchup because Jules has a pretty good couple of teams here. He has Mega Blastoise, obviously Sylveon, his C tier mom being Lantern, and honestly, looking at my team versus Lantern, Lantern was going to be one of the big threats. I think the fact that he has options towards everything else. By the way, he meant to because like we play this in custom game. Every game was I think played in custom game. He meant to pre Mega, and so but I felt like he was going to Mega first turn anyway, so I didn't care. But looking at his team, I really had not much for Melmetal. Melmetal was kind of a big threat for my team. Um, Overall, I think I was Choice Specs on Moltres. I think it was DD set up Mew. I think I was Scarfed, possibly on my Mamoswine. Set up with a Barrier of Sorts with my Lucario. Life Orb, Magic Oracle Fable, and a Shift Geared Toxtricity. Again, I think I haven't seen this one. So I'm going to leave with my Mandra. If you with Melmel, I'm actually going to pull out a double here. And he surprisingly stayed in. So what that kind of oh no, it was Resto Chesto with this one. So that was actually kind of surprising to me that he would just stay in and potentially risk his Melmel. But the thing was, Melmel actually guaranteed lived to hit unless I was choice banded, which I was not choice banded. I go for the rest here. I already have my special attack here. Go for my Resto Chesto here. Which I don't mind burning here. So I'm going to go for a free agility because there's nothing on his team that really wants to deal with me here. And I just go for a Fire Ref. As you can see at +1, I do get a flinch, which is very unfortunate for my opponent. Now I go for a Fire Ref. I really wanted to click Hurricane there, but I had no opportunity to really do it. So I'm going to click Hurricane here, do a massive chunk to the Sylveon, and he's going to get a Wish off here. Now he has to get a Protect off here. I make the read of Fire Raffing here, going for that. So I'm going to click another Fire Raft here. There's no real switching to this thing anymore. And he is going to get the Dollar and Bash. Unfortunately, he does get the roll to knock me out, which is very unfortunate. But I'm going to go to my Mew here, and I'm just going to do DD up with my Mew, because my Mew now just does work. I'm going to go for the Zen Headbutt here. He is going to go for the Toxic, but that's fine with me, because I believe I am Lumberry Mew. And, no, I am not Lumberry Mew. Why was I not Lumberry Mew? So I go ahead and just get rid of his Lantern. Big, bulky threat gone. In goes his Blastoise. I unfortunately do miss the Zen Headbutt, which is very unfortunate. Oh, it was Cobra Bear because of this exact instance. Because if you look at that damage, it shows that he was very defensive Blastoise, so that damage would have been really, really nice to know on his set here. But I now go into Pinky, and honestly, guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's basically a wrap, because now Pinky just destroys everything. He's going to U-turn, as I'm going to go ahead and just click Moonblast again, and CLEFABLE just wins. CLEFABLE, honest to God, just wins, because this is Life Orb, Magic Guard, modest offensive Pinky here. He can't touch me. Moonblast just straight up OHKOs everything on this man's team. And he goes with Earthquake, which unfortunately does kill me, but my Mamoswine now comes in. It basically wins. I'm just clicking Knockoff there just to guarantee the kill. I Shard to put him in range, and we're going to win this game 3-0 and move on to the next round. So big things are happening. Big things are happening. Now we're going to 2, where we're going against Moonabine, which they actually allowed Floette Eternal. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, this was a really bad matchup for us. Their C-tier mon is Miltank. I'm really with my Tundra is they're going to go for the Stealth Rexer. I'm just going for an Earthquake to get some damage at here. And we see that. So they're going for the Body Press, which just tells me they're not fully Fizz Dev. And also, they have speed on the Miltank. Because I put the Mamoswine to be built to be speedy in terms of non-speed invested Miltank. So basically, this is just going to stall us until he wants to click one move. He's going to put Earthquake there. I click Body Press here. He clicks Body Press. I'm going for Swords Dance. And at this point, I'm going to click Bullet Punch. Nothing enough to knock out Moo Moo here. I am Life Orb on this set as well. I'm just going to Bullet Punch here because there's no reason not for me just to go for the kill here. He knows if he sets up, he throws away the game here. So now he gets his speed boost. Now I go into my Toxtricity here. I got my air balloon here. He's now forced to poison jab me, and I think I decided to go for the substitute. Now, this forced 2 plays here. Forced me to do that. In hindsight, I should have just killed him instead of going for the sub right there. But we get that thing out. In comes this Floette, and I show off the tech with Nuzzle. basically showing that I have a way to beat this thing. And in hindsight, I probably should not have just sacked it. I mean, I guess never mind. But I'm going to Sky Blazer here, and I'm going to go for a Raw Hurricane, which does not do a ton. We get Confusion. He hits himself with Confusion. And again, I can just really spam this Hurricane. He's got Moonblast, knocks me down pretty well, and I decided to go for the Heat Wave here, just in case to cover a aggro on switch in. He does come into his Giga Chat, which reveals to be Straight Scarf, and at this point in time, there is, I think, no way I can really win this matchup here. As you can see, I can 2 KO this thing. I think I was Life Orb Magic Guard again, but legitimately, there's nothing I can do against this team. Licky Licky, unfortunately, is not going to be able to win this for me here. He's going to go for Earthquake again here. I go for the Body Slam, try to fish for the para. Unfortunately, do not get it. And at this point in time, there is just nothing I can really do to the combination of Landorus plus this thing. So it's unfortunate, but overall, I just couldn't do it. So here comes the Wish here. They're going for the Omega here. They're going to body press me here, which basically is going to pretty much be 2 KO. I have to get a burn with this, but as you can see, there's nothing I can really do. And more than likely, even if I wish, I think I had Protect, but they have the Iron Defense. But basically, that's going to wrap up the game right there. I probably should have just went for a Fire Blast there just to see what we could have done there. But overall, it was just a super bad matchup for us. We had definitely really for this team, and we brought it down closer than what I thought it was going to be. So it just sucks to lose when you have a bad matchup like this, where they have Necrozma, Landorus, which I don't know if I remembered if it was Sheer Force or not. But then you have Scolipede, Float Eternal, Mega Aggron, like just really good defensive coring with also a really good offensive pairing. So it was just a really tough matchup. So now we're in the losers bracket. It's win or be gone. We have to win every single game now to become champions of this tournament. If we lose, then we're out. And honestly, I didn't really care, but I was going to play these games with my best ability. So this time, we're bringing Double Bird, baby. We're bringing Double Bird, and this team was kind of annoying for us, but there was one set on their team that they could not beat, and their answer was not here. Their answer was not here. They brought pretty much stuff that was basically Mewtwo, and you're going to see why I'm there. They also brought stuff that was pretty much losing to Lucario, because Lucario just kind of won here. He's going to go for the Hurricane, though, as I am unfortunately going for the Confusion here. I go for the Meteor Mash, which raw knocks out this Tornadus. Now, I do think that Tornadus roll, I think that was a roll on Tornadus if he was in Life Orb. With being Life Orb, I think the roll was extremely in my favor. Actually, no, I think he might have guaranteed live, but when he took Life Orb chip, he guaranteed himself in range of Life Orb, and we got an insanely good roll on that to get rid of the Torn, which getting rid of Torn right early out of the gate was perfect for us. Unfortunately, Zenzu here, I don't think I had Bullet Punch on this set, possibly. I think I was Scarfed, but, or Charged Bandit, I don't remember. I think it was Banded. But I'm going to go for the Overdrive here. Just make a safe prediction play right here. In comes the Guitar here. I'm going to go ahead and show off the Taunt, which, it's a big brain plays by me here. In comes my Pidgeot. In comes the Umbreon here. I'm just going to go ahead and just roll up the Substitute. And, I'm just going to throw off a Toxic right here. And, this is where I'm stupid. I should not have been Toxic. I should have probably been Workup, because if I was just Workup Sub Root, which I think it should have been just Workup Sub Roost, I would have beaten this thing 1v1, and, yeah, but I'm stupid, so, it's fine. It's a good thing. But he has Facade, which was great tech, by the way. Iron Defense Facade, which is really good here. But I'm going for the Overdrive here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get this. He is going to be the classic Vepsis set with Rest. And now I'm going to go into my Clefable. And this is where Clefable does fun things. Clefable now can click Cosmic Power. I decided to just go ahead and just break the Moltekize right here, but he goes for the player, which I'm actually kind of not a fan of that play. Even if you have a Swords Dance up with that thing, I think like you always click Shadow Claw regardless, because that covers a potential Toxicroak switch in. That covers that Toxicroak switch in really well. Because I don't think you player off when I still have a fully health poison type, which you don't know if it's Scarf. Like, well, I guess I showed that it wasn't Scarf, really, but still, I just feel like you don't risk a player off miss when I could just bring this thing in, so I just don't understand. But they actually decided to make the switch out now, which makes no sense to me. But now I'm going to go into my Mew, and this is where Mew is going to do Mew things. And this is where I definitely think my opponent really misplayed. Because if you guys don't know what set I am, let's just say your boy just so happens to be Iron Defense Body Press, which one-shots Ferroform, which tells me that that was specially defensive Ferroform. In goes this Mew, but I do show that I have the Energy Ball. Now, Energy Ball was primarily just there to check. I think it was some like bulky water type that they had. But Mew, absolute GOAT. And Mew basically just wraps this game up here. I'm just going to Body Press. Guarantee knocks out this type. No. It's going to guarantee knock out the Umbreon. It basically will win against the sturdy, potentially, of Avalok. That's why my opponent just decided to forfeit the match, because they know they already lost. So Mew, once again, proving why it's broken, getting 5 kills, man. I just tell you guys, I know how to run Mew. Mew just is my go-to psychic, man. I love this thing so much. Clefable and Mew have easily been my favorite mons so far of this tournament, and I'm so glad I was able to get those things. I don't know why people let me get those mons. I don't. But this is our final game of the tournament, and this is actually a game that was actually live commentated by some people in the server. This is a matchup between me and Shifty, and this was a really interesting matchup here. Matchup could have either went either or for either side here. Both of us had, I think, good teams. I think he had a slightly better team over mine in terms of the matchup. Like, I had nothing really to check Gliscor. I had no real answers to things like PZ and Infernape, which were massive threats against me. Mega Scizor, which is his Mega, by the way. Just a massive prep. And I think his C tier mom was, I think, Decidueye, I think it was. And which I think is like great tier for Decidueye, by the way. But also, I do apologize if you think, guys, I'm talking fast. I figured I'd just get this video done and over with for you guys because it's Gen 8 and no one wants to watch Gen 8 stuff. So, but again, bring Double Bird, pretty much almost the exact. It's not the exact same team I brought last week, which is not true, but it's different. I think I'm running like choice specs. And I'm bringing like a setup Clefable set. I have brought, I think, I was Shift Gear with Fire Punch on this thing, and really good play on my opponent's part right there to go for that. So he's gonna reveal to have the Haze here. So I'm going for the Moonblast, which this tells me this thing is probably more specially defensive, which is fine with me here because I'm just going for a Calm Mind. I basically have to force him to either haze me or just do other things, and I can play around it. So I got to play around with that now. I go into my Sky Blazer. I'm bringing another subset. I think this time I'm sub Roosh Workup Hurricane, I think. But I go for the Hurricane here. Does over 30% or does 60%. He's going to go for the Bullet Witch here. And this is a play I don't understand from my opponent. That they just went raw into this thing when I had my substitute. I honestly don't understand why they did that, because if I had Heat Wave, yeah, you pop my sub, but then you die. If you're not, I mean, if you're not at least fully like HP and specially defensive, then you can live one hit. But again, if I had Heat Wave there, that guaranteed Oko you, so I don't know why. But another thing too is he lost his one of his best, if not his best, answer to Clefable, because Clefable now just calls Clefable things. So I decided to sack off my Pidgey out here to confirm if he was Choice Scarf or not, which he was Choice Scarf. But now I go into my Mew here, and Mew now clicks Calm Mind, baby. He's gonna click Knockoff here, which is fine with me. I go for the Psychic here, which does massive damage. And now all I'm gonna do is click Psychic here on the following turn, and that does massive damage to the Decidueye. He decides to go for the Shadow Sneak. I make a stupid play here, and I'm gonna go for the U-turn here. Now, in hindsight, I should have went for my Dark move or my Flying type move. 100% should have, because I just let this thing get free chip damage on my thing without being punished, and now I have a Toxtricity in here, which is gonna have a hard time dealing with this thing. He's going to Shadow Sneak me as I go for the Shift Gear here. He's going to go ahead and get 2 Shadow Sneaks off on me, which is fine. But I'm going to go for the Fire Punch right here, knock out the Decidueye, and show them Life Orb. Now I'm going to go for the Boom Burst, as the Gliscor is in range of my Boom Burst. And now this guy is in a bit of a pickle right now, because now he is dealing with a Mon that is finally showcasing some good strats right here, which I'm really proud of the set we built here. Fire Punch was primarily just for the Scizor, because actually I've invested it where it can pretty much guarantee Oko Scizor after the Shift Gear, which is pretty funny enough. But now I had and put the respiration in special attack, and that does a lot of damage. I'm going to go ahead and just sack this off. He probably would have been smarter just recover stalling, but overall, I don't think it was in his best interest. I'm going to go ahead and click Close Combat with my Lucario. And my Lucario, if you guys don't know, is actually Choice Scarf. So I'm going to go ahead and sack off Horus here. And just kind of sack it off. I don't really need it to win. And now what I get to do is I get to go into my Clefable, and my Clefable now just gets to click Calm Mind here. And this ends up being one of the biggest moments in Clefable's history here. As you can see this Porygon Z, it's clicking that move, it's clicking Tri Attack, and you're seeing right here that this Clefable is so fat that it's doing absolute, it's getting no parrot, it's getting no, it's not getting frozen. It's like, and also, if anyone's wondering, I'm not trying to purposely set up the +6 here. I'm basically making sure that Michael Fable is going to be healthy enough to be able to deal with this thing. I think I should, after this, I stop, possibly, but I don't know. No, I think I just go for the raw +6. No, I went for +5. I Oko this. He goes into his Infernape. Flare Blitz, I think, was a roll to kill me on my Clefable set. I think it was a roll. And even if he kills Clefable, he locked into Thunder Punch, which Thunder Punch never, ever Okos my Zenzu. And I think I even calced for Choice Banded damage as well. I always loved the Choice Banded hit too. I had to put some HP investment in because I run the speed to make sure it's only fast speeding outside of Infernape. So again, I would have lived the Thunder Punch with this thing if this thing went down to a Choice Banded Flare Blitz. I would have somehow I lost a Choice Banded Thunder Punch. If he was choice banded Flare Blitz, then he deserved to win the game, and that would have knocked me out, but then he would have lost. Well, if he was Scarf Flare Blitz, and if he somehow knocked out Michael Fable, I think it would have been potentially a roll if he would have killed me, but I think more likely he would have. But Clefable always lived the Flare Blitz. If he clicked Close Combat, he would have thrown Flare Blitz. What I think, honestly, he should have clicked Flare Blitz and tried to go for the crit, honestly. But I think he just want to get the para on me, just try to paralyze me down and stuff like that, which is fair. But again, if he tries to paralyze Michael Fable and beats Michael Fable, then my Lucario basically just wins against him. Because even if I don't get, even if like he lives for some reason, like he sash on that thing, I go in this thing outspeed, I basically win the game that way. So, but yeah, that was our tournament, and unfortunately, no one's playing their games, and I think pretty much this tournament's over. So but I know in the past I've done something like this where a league basically had finished its season and was going to playoffs, but the league restarted itself. But I had stated that I was the number one seed going to playoffs, and therefore I just claimed that championship, which still to this day is one of the championships I do not feel proud of that I have, and it's kind of a disgrace that it's my first one. So I was really happy when APM happened, and that was my second championship because that one really felt like my first championship. But that's a story for a different time. For this one, I was playing in the losers bracket, so I don't consider this a tournament win. I do consider this a tournament loss. This is two of the three tournaments I did, and this one we basically I'll just say we take second place or we take the winners of loser brackets. If you want to say the other tournament I win, I was actually in a battle for a chance to fight for the number one spot. I ultimately finished in third place in that tournament due to some hacks, which honestly, that was my most impressive tournament because that was one you just build random teams with and have to play with them. So that was what it was. But yeah, but I had a lot of fun for this PMC. It was really fun. PMC, PWC. I had a lot of fun with this one. I had a lot of fun with this team. Clefable and Mew, absolutely banger mons. Do want to keep using those, hopefully in the future, and definitely when DLC or anything comes out. I know Home's coming out, but I don't remember if Clefable's coming from Home. I hear rumors of DLC, but I don't know. I don't want to confirm anything. And even if there's DLC, I kind of want to be a little surprised with it unless Pokemon announces it, obviously. But overall, though, had a lot of fun with this team. Had a lot of fun with this team. Toxicity, I have a little bit more of a likeness now towards it. Lucario, absolutely do have a lot of respect towards it. Definitely want to try that mon out again in the future. Definitely for some Gen 9 drafting. Who knows? But overall, loved this team. It was really great. I had a lot of fun in this tournament. I think I played absolutely really well. I definitely got lucky in games like this for sure. But I definitely think I showcased my prowess in this season. And some people were actually betting me to win the whole tournament from the losers bracket. Which shout out to you everyone who voted for me for that, by the way. But yeah, with this is the last eight. This is the last Gen 8 draft league stuff you will ever see until people either announce, "Hey, let's go back to some draft league stuff." But honestly, I think the Gen 9 meta is going to be a lot more fun, and I think a lot of people are going to be a little hooked more on the Gen 9 meta than the Gen 8 meta was because these Gen 9 mons are so freaking fun. And I think some of the new abilities are going to be really cracked. I think Terastallizing is going to be very interesting. Let me know if you guys want to see an opinion video about Gen 9 and what my thoughts and opinions are, like the Mons and stuff like that. I know I said stuff like that twice, but you know what I meant. But yeah, but with that being said, let me know what you thought about our run here in PWC for the tournament. Leave a like if you haven't already, subscribe if you are new. And with that, this is the end of Gen 8, and now we open up the door to Gen 9. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, like I said before. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.